I'm an only child, and growing up, the one thing that I wanted more than anything were siblings. Actually, I just wanted a brother or a sister. Seemed like everybody had siblings except me. I wanted a big sister so much that I used to tell everybody that Dawn Holiday was my sister. The Holidays lived across the street from my grandmother. They had 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls, one named Tanya. So I figured, hey, nobody would know that it wasn't me, that I wasn't that Tanya Holiday. Until one day, my Uncle Eric came home and told me that Dawn wanted to see me, and I knew the jig was up. We talked, her brothers teased me. She was much older than me, so we never really connected. She pretty much patted me on my head and said she appreciated the thought and sent me on my way. So my search for sisterhood, my search for a connection continued. While I didn't find it with Dawn Holiday, I did find it in that West Oak Lane neighborhood on that small block in Philadelphia where I grew up. See, when I wasn't stalking Dawn Holiday, I was playing basketball, football, spinning tops, or mostly just hanging out with my friends in search of every kid's greatest find, the block party. We'd go from neighborhood to neighborhood. And if you know anything about Philly, you know we're a city of neighborhoods. We go from block to block. We go from West Oak Lane to Mount Airy. We go to Somerville. We go to Logan, all looking for the block party. You see, at block parties, it didn't matter that I was an only child, that my grandmother had church in her basement and I had to go, that I didn't know how to jump rope, or that I was being called the biggest tomboy because I hung out with all the guys. No, block parties were my safe space. I could be myself at block parties. Block parties also gave me a lot of my first rap song, my first dance, my first beer, but mostly it gave me a sense of belonging, a connection. One connection that most women who look like me don't often find in the boardroom. Community or common unity. How different would corporations, nonprofits, VCs, budget hearings be if they were happening like a block party? I know I'm not the only one, so let's just get this out of the way, but meetings are the worst. I hate meetings. Over the last year and a half, we have been subjected to countless virtual meetings. According to one study, virtual meetings in particular have 4 negative effects, including higher cognitive load, excessive eye contact, and reduced mobility. Now, I know I'm not the only one that gained a few pandemic pounds. Also, according to another study by the Harvard Business Review, who asked 182 senior managers about meetings, what they found was that 65% said that meetings prevented them from deep thinking. 71% said meetings are inefficient and ineffective. 64% said meetings come at the expense of deeper thinking. And 62% said meetings miss the opportunity to bring the team closer together. The missed opportunity to bring the team closer together. Now, I can only hope, I can only guess that this opportunity that these managers were afraid they were missing was the opportunity to build and to increase and to tighten their community. You see, the problem with most boardrooms is that they're still the old boy network, whether that be in person or virtual. It still lacks community. There are still more men CEOs named John than there are women. Less than 2% of top executives at the 50 largest companies are Black. And just in case you think the religious community is any different, Sunday is still the most segregated day of the week. That's something to really think about. But see, here's the thing. What if we started to run meetings and turn boardrooms into block parties? Building community, bringing people closer together. Listen, that's what block parties are all about. And so here's the thing. We could start like this. An opportunity is a matter of perception. See, you must have a revelation to see a moment, a meeting, a classroom, a boardroom, or even a street corner as an opportunity. And so when you put together a block party, when we went to the block party, we were looking for an opportunity and we were not going to let it pass. We were not going to miss out on that opportunity. We had a mental map, we had a plan, most importantly, we had each other. So what would happen if managers and executives and entrepreneurs, elected officials ran meetings like block parties? Unfortunately, boardrooms are often still pretty exclusive. Most times, everyone doesn't have a say or don't think what they have to say even matters. But here's the thing about block parties. Even when you're putting a block party together, everybody has to agree to the point that you got to sign off on a document to say it's okay. But we see you. We see you peeping out the window. We see you looking through that crack in your door because you know what? You don't want to miss that opportunity to connect with your neighbors, to see who's coming to hang out. Then there's the food. Everybody cooks their own food, but they share it with the whole block. How cool. That's the beauty of a block party. And then lastly, there's the music. One band, one sound, or in this case, one DJ who would rather spin hundreds of records from all different types of genres than listen to the sound of his own voice. That's the beauty of the block party. Man, when I was coming up and I came to the door on that hot, steamy Saturday, and I saw those cars being moved, and I saw those brooms and those trash bags. I saw my grandmother and her neighbors in the yard watering, planting, and pruning their favorite flowers. And if I heard Firecracker by Mass Construction, oh, I knew then it was our turn to offer an opportunity. That music, that sound, those smells, that feeling was a clarion call to come together. Those block parties, that neighborhood, that childhood community taught me friendship, teamwork, accountability, and entrepreneurship. From the hustlers to Troy Holiday cutting hair in his backyard. It didn't matter, it would be an NBA player or that kid that couldn't afford to get his hair cut for prom, to Mr. Johnson running a mile every morning, rain or shine. I learned hard work, determination, and leadership. That community, those neighbors with all of its flaws and all of its glory, that was my boardroom. It gave me more takeaways that I can even count. It was the first place where I learned that I had a say. and that being a part of a community was something special, was something to cherish. And it had nothing to do with the color of my skin or being a woman. I knew I belonged. I knew that I fit. And I knew that I was a voice in this world. I take those lessons, those values, those sounds, that community into every boardroom, every meeting. It's who I am. It's who you are. And it's how we make a difference. For most of my career, I worked in nonprofit, primarily doing community engagement, building communities. Every day I talked and worked with people from all walks of life in ways designed to educate, uplift, and equip them to change lives. Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm once said, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. What side of the table are you sitting on? What are you bringing to the table? Where are you standing? And with whom are you standing in the boardroom? So the next meeting, company outing, or even if you go to a community gathering, town hall, play your favorite song, bring your favorite food, pull up a chair and create a place, a safe space of belonging. Bring your neighbors, bring those lessons, those values that shaped you, and turn those boardrooms into block parties. One that offers opportunity and not only inspires others, but equips them to change their block, change their community, change their city, maybe even change their world. And if you see Dawn Holiday, tell her Tanya T. Morris said, what's up?